Alright, hello, this is Crota giving you a game between XiaKai versus Th000 here on Estella. Th000 or Samdan spawning as the purple Terran player. Terran. Wow. Purple human player over here on the right side of the map. Meanwhile, we see XiaKai spawning as the light blue Undead. Undead versus human here on Estella, or Estelle, ESTLLE, a map that I'm not very familiar with, as this is the first time I've ever cast a game on this. We see a ziggurat opening up first there, and it is going to be a crypt, so it looks like it will be a tavern hero, and there is a tavern in the center. Now, based upon the map, it is very symmetrical. Down the center, there is one red creep count, down back over here, and how exactly do you get there? I'm not 100% sure. I don't think that... Is this actually traversable? No, you actually have to make your way back here by either clearing out the trees. So yeah, that creep camp is going to be very, very difficult to try to take down. There are a lot of orange creep camps, and based upon the layout of the map, I would say that creeping is perhaps the majority. There was an Altar of Darkness. I kind of missed it. It was built off over to the right of the ziggurat. And now the building layouts actually have some rather strange choke points. Now, the way I look at the map now, it appears that you actually have your own hidden expansion as well. So this is much more of a StarCraft 2 style map, where you have an expansion on the inside of your base that you can establish and try to defend against, as we are also now going into a scout tower. So this is a very, very heavy creep friendly map. We'll see what's going to go down, as this is game 1 in a series. I am looking forward to casting another day of Warcraft 3 for you guys. I'm sure some of you guys also noticed the World of Warcraft Mists of Pandora beta. Don't worry, I am not going to be sinking in too much time into there, as I just can't afford the monthly fee and the amount of time and energy it really takes in order to play a World of Warcraft efficiently. It looks like there will be a 5-3-3 creep camp. The Archmage will be at level 1 still at the end of this. And now here we go, going after the Revenant of the Tides and Revenant of the Seas. We are going to see an Acolyte now make its way in, but doesn't find this, as we also see a Green Drake also there. It looks as though we may be trying to pick up the Mercenary camp. I don't know what mercenaries are available, since the replay area is currently covering all of that up. And we'll see if there are going to be any mercenaries hired. Yes, it is going to be a giant sea turtle hired. Wand of Illusion now picked up. And now with the giant sea turtle, he may actually be able to creep out the Green Drake that is off over here. There is a Death Knight. The Death Knight perhaps waiting to perhaps try to charge in on the front door. There is a scout tower here, not upgraded to an arcane tower as of yet. And now, XiaKai may simply be able to walk in here and take down this scout tower. The scout tower does not have that good armor. What we'll most likely see is, nope, the skeletons were actually able to make their way in and now going to fight back against this. Meanwhile, we have the front door. There is the giant sea turtle trying to make its way in. The Green Drake does have heavy armor, so it does not take any additional damage from piercing, as the front door has now been completely broken down. Th000 using Militia to fight back here. The Death Knight going to get a lot of experience, as a Death Coil takes down one of those peasants once more. And now some peasant damage is being dealt, but that's not really that significant in a game of Warcraft, as you only need about 13 workers in general. The Snapper is still causing a bit of problems, as we now have the Death Knight still wandering around inside here. A lot of skeletal minions still being added. One more charge, as another peasant getting taken down. Skeletal minions are going to fall, as we are now sitting perhaps at level 2, almost level 3 on that Archmage. Archmage may actually get to level 3 after the help of more skeletal minions. One skeletal minion now level 3 on the Archmage, so a level 3 Archmage versus a level 1 Death Knight. With also this area completely creeped out, we may see a town hall now established here, and I would say that this is definitely a human favored map, as humans are going to be able to set up a base and pretty much have it very well defended. Lumber mill now being established. Perhaps they're going to try to harvest some lumber off over here, as the gold is going to be returned, and then do a little bit of long distance mining. Death Knight now being forced to retreat all the way back. We do see a giant sea turtle is out in play still. That giant sea turtle, very, very strong, but it can be taken down by ghouls rather quickly. Unfortunately, XiaKai is going into Crypt Fiends, and so we should be seeing defend perhaps on those footmen, as the Archmage also has a boost of speed and now giving chase. Death Knight retreating all the way back inside his own base. He has plenty of area to try to creep out as well. And taking a look at the map, there is a lot of areas where creeps are just sitting there and they could be taken out later. We are now going to see Th000 look to perhaps creep out this level 3, level 1-1 creep camp. A purge on the water elemental, taking a lot of damage there. Perhaps Th000 does not know that those creeps do have purge. Perhaps he would have tried to creep it out in a different way, as we now have the Archmage making a move inside the base. There is a Nerubian tower. The cold tower is already up. Footman now taking some damage. We also see the Halls of the Dead up and running. The one low hit point Footman now going to be forced to retreat as the water elementals and now even the giant sea turtle trying to focus down one of those ghouls. The water elemental getting caught up there. Will that Footman be able to run away? It looks like he will be able to. There is not Unholy Aura. Oh no, there is Unholy Aura now on the Death Knight as he did get to level 2. And now those Crypt Fiends may be able to give chase. We can see that there is an expansion already set up by Th000. Th000 does not have his lumber mill up and running yet. Perhaps he will get that up and running sometime soon. As we now have the Archmage continuing to creep out all of these creep camps. A 3-3-3 creep camp will fall. Archmage will still be shy of level 4 pretty significantly, as a 3-3-3 creep camp wouldn't even get him that far from level 1 to level 2. Down goes this last creep camp there. It is going to be a replenishment potion. That is exactly what the Archmage needs. He wants to get a little bit more mana, or he may just try to save it or sell it later on. You can see that there is a creep camp off here, but that is hidden on the inside of the base, as the Archmage now going to walk in with a Wand of Illusion. Perhaps the Archmage should be taking this time to try to get to level 4, as now the Archmage now trying to sneak in and sneak by. Where are these units going? Yes, Archmage now making its way inside, perhaps trying to take down the one Nerubian tower. The Nerubian tower, however, very, very strong against these footmen. Lich is now already out, and the Archmage, or the Lich, is now in a little bit of a strange situation. There is a nice Frost Nova. One ghoul does get taken out, and perhaps another footman will get taken out as well. The Lich is not going after that footman there. More footmen now coming in to reinforce. The Lich now down to 137 hit points. Has to be very careful. It does pick up a Rod of Necromancy, as now skeletal minions joining in on the fight. Back off over here, we can see that the Death Knight still trying to creep out this creep camp here. Level 3 on the Death Knight, unable to get healed, so he will not be making a move out anytime soon, as the skeletal minions are quickly getting taken out. Lich is fighting on Blight though, so the Blight is definitely going to help the regeneration on that Lich. Double regeneration there, as the Footman now down to 60 some odd hit points needs to retreat. Will it be able to do so? Yes, it looks like it will, as the Death Knight now also on creep with that Unholy Aura, and the units are now making a move out. The Lich may perhaps try to get off another Frost Nova off. No, will not be able to do so. Archmage low on hit points. Death Knight, oh, a long distance Death Coil on a Footman. The Footman getting targeted and taken down, as the Archmage does use that replenishment potion, and now perhaps going to do a bit more creeping once more. A new Wand of Illusion now coming back in, and I really think that Th000 could be utilizing his time much, much better. Th000 now moving away, hiding off to the north here, perhaps going to try to come in with a bit of a flank. The Death Knight and the Lich, both of them are now moving out in the middle of the field. There are some creep camps here that are ripe for the picking, and we'll see whether or not they're going to be used. They are up on the high ground there and come back from this side. Archmage now coming back around. We do see some gargoyles now being utilized, as the Archmage really wants to see if there is an expansion off to the north. Once again, the Archmage and some footmen attempting to take down this Nerubian tower. There is a gargoyle now nearby, and we will see if we are going to be going into riflemen. We are getting up a blacksmith already, getting up some additional guard towers, a little bit of tower defense there, as now the units are going to be forced to retreat. But really, XiaKai is going to make Th000 just punish for trying to be harassing when he should really be trying to creep. Th000 now sitting at level 3, and yeah, level 3 on his Archmage. Meanwhile, level 3 on the Death Knight, level 1 on the Lich. More giant sea turtles being added. Archmage is now going to creep after this 4-1-1 creep camp, an easy green creep camp here. And with all of these, perhaps with all of these mercenaries, he doesn't need that much production. Footmen taking a little bit of damage. There is defend on the Footmen. Archmage picks up a Gauntlet of Ogre Strength, getting a little bit more hit points. And now I believe all of the creep camps on the inside have been destroyed. Arcane Vault about to be completed. We should be getting a healing scroll as both sides running on 2 bases, and there's pretty much not much that either player can do about that expansion. Gargoyle now heading straight over there. We are getting some guard towers, some farms, but the guard towers are not up, and that means that the gargoyles are going to be able to harass this mineral line fairly easily. Archmage now needs to make their way over. 1 water elemental should be enough here to push back against that gargoyle. Gargoyle does not fare well against a water elemental, especially a high level water elemental such as this one, as the units are still wandering about. We can see that there is a transport ship, and what? Transport ships now being used. Okay, so a transport ship, not goblins, zeppelins, and this is going to be used to try to creep out these creep camps here and here. Undead definitely have an advantage with those units, as we see now 533 creep camp come out. We'll see where these units are going to go next. Transport ship needs to get unloaded, or needs to unload here. Not exactly sure what Th000 is doing. He's going to take some damage on that transport ship. It does have a lot of hit points though, and now perhaps should be unloading right here to try to take out this creep camp, and perhaps even this red, or where is this? Where is all of this going? The boat now coming along that backside. We can see also gargoyles now making their way in. There are no guard towers by the mineral or by the gold mine, and that is going to be a huge mistake. Meanwhile, down here we see the transport ship still wandering around, and perhaps it's going to try to harass this gold mine here straight up. This one transport ship still wandering around. The gargoyles still causing a little bit of harassment. We should be getting some flying machines as well, currently getting up a lot of lumber. As the transport ship still wandering, the creeps are asleep, and now we'll see what is going to happen. This transport ship going to perhaps undock or dock off over here, and this map is perhaps one of the strangest maps I've seen in quite some time. Death Knight now just continuing to creep. Level 2 on the Lich. I do not... Oh, Mountain King is already out as well. And now we are going to see whether or not this transport ship is going to pay off. A Goblin shipyard, something I haven't seen since WarCraft 2 days. And now this transport ship unloading here. The Archmage does have a Squirrel Town portal, so he will be able to get out in a hurry. And here we go. There is a Necropolis here, though. And a Squirrel Town portal would mean that all of these units would be coming back. Acolyte's going to get destroyed. Here we go. Giant Sea Turtle, and all of that harassment really for nothing, as Th000 now trying to run all the way back to his transport ship. Is he going to be able to do it? 1 unit already down, more units now trying to get picked back up. You can see that the transport ship trying to pick up some lower hit point units. And what is happening? There we go, the footman, and now the transport ship is going to be floating off. And this is perhaps one of the strangest games I've seen in quite some time. Mountain King with an orb of fire trying to go up against all of these gargoyles. Flying machines are now being added. Perhaps a Stormbolt could be added as well. Where are those units? We are currently see some spawns currently coming into there, but where is that transport ship? So small, unable to really see anything going on there. Transport ship now wandering around, and I really think if the Archmage had just continued to level up, he would be in a much better position. Archmage now gonna do exactly that. Level 4 on the Archmage, not exactly sure how, as the flying machines are going after all these gargoyles, and there is no Mountain King nearby to take away the experience, so the Archmage is leveling and now getting up to level 4 already. The flying machines still chasing after those gargoyles. Gargoyles, I believe, the flying machines do have the flak cannons, and now the flying machines are gonna perhaps try to kite some of those gargoyles. Gargoyles taking a lot more damage than they should. 1 gargoyle, another gargoyle goes down, and now it's 2 flying machines versus 2 gargoyles, and who's gonna win out in this war? The flying machines are slightly faster. It's like phoenixes versus mutalisks. And now still chasing after those gargoyles there. The gargoyles are low on hit points. 1 lower hit point. Oh, gargoyle. It could get taken out rather quickly. Is it going to get taken out? The flying machines perhaps should be splitting up. There is 1 gargoyle left, and down it goes. Back over here, the transport ship has left behind a Watcher Ward. Meanwhile, more creeping going off here. There is another Necropolis set up here, so XiaKai is going to be running off of 3 bases momentarily. And also getting the backpack upgrade. XiaKai is at no upkeep right now, still continuing to mine pretty effectively. Flying Machine's going to perhaps do a little bit of harassment, but there's just too many Spirit Towers and Nerubian Towers nearby. So I do not imagine that those Flying Machines will really be able to do much of anything. down over. Where is that goblin ship? Okay, the ship now back over here. Here we go, going after the spirit tower. Footman does have defend. Death Knight now coming in. Archmage may be forced to use a scroll town portal. Yes, does do exactly that. One tower will get destroyed at the most. And is the transport ship? No, the transport ship does not make it back. Samdan may end up losing this. And yes, he is going to end up losing this after it is surrounded. So that mechanical transport ship level 2 quickly destroyed. Does it even give experience? Yes, it does as well, giving level 4 to the Death Knight, and that you really don't want to be making those mistakes. So I think XiaKai so far has a slight lead. He has an extra base up. His heroes are level 4 and level 2, almost level 3. Where is the Mountain King? Mountain King is only sitting at level 1. He does have a Staff of Sanctuary though, as the Archmage is almost level 5. The Mountain King finally getting up to level 2. That Orb of Fire should help. And now we see Flying Machines making a move over here to the Haunted Gold Mine. Meanwhile, XiaKai still has a new gold mine being established and being summoned off here. And we have perhaps the Archmage, the Giant Sea Turtle, is going to look to try to creep out this creep camp here. But there is double entrances. We are going to get a Death Knight now wandering around, and both sides creeping very, very close to each other. Who will come out on top? There is also slow being cast by the snare casters, as the Wand of Illusion, or the illusion on that Death Knight, doing a bit of scouting. Lich, with that Orb of Corruption, it looks like Scroll of Protection and Slippers of Agility will be dropped. Scroll of Protection, very helpful, giving +2 armor across multiple units, and especially effective. A Scroll of Protection, and is it Mantle of Intelligence, so slightly more mana there, as we now see the Death Knight trying to make its way inside the base, taking a lot of damage from that Arcane Tower, not really doing anything. As the center of the battle going on here, Archmage, both sides battling it up. Scroll of Protection being used by the human side. Undead not doing anything, but there are destroyers in the air, and the destroyers are going to be going after the knights, but the knights are going after the Crypt Fiends. Giant Sea Turtle, very effective against those destroyers, as they do have medium armor, so they take reduced damage, but still the Death Knight able to get off an easy death blow to save it. We now see the Paladin, so it is going to be the human tri-hero going after units. There's a Staff of Sanctuary saving up a lower hit point unit. The Depressor or Deep Seer here may get taken out, and it looks like, yes, it will get taken out. One more hit will do it. Nope, one more hit now, and yes, it does get taken out. There is, I believe, a Stormbolt somewhere, and now Flying Machines are coming back up against the Destroyers. The Destroyers trying to go up against the Flying Machines. Flying Machines are very effective against Destroyers. Destroyers effective against Flying Machines. Who is coming out on top? The Destroyers do not have mana, though. If they do, they don't have very much, as both sides losing a lot of units here. And now level 4 on the Lich, level 4 on the Death Knight, a Stormbolt on a Crypt Fiend, and level 2 on the Paladin. So we have a level 5, level 3, level 2 versus a 4-4, as the Flying Machines came out of nowhere and are essentially fully upgraded. The Flying Machines, are they going to spot the Blight here? I believe they did spot the Blight, and they now know that an expansion has been set up. Gold Mine here has already been cleared out. And all they have to really do is just use mortar teams, and they could be able to sneak in and start dealing damage to this Haunted Gold Mine. Have a spotter as there as well. We're going to see, where are we going to see? We're going to see all of these Flying Machines now coming around the backside. Oh, there is one Obsidian statues that are actually currently stuck in the back. And that Obsidian statue stuck in the back was actually a little bit helpful, as it was going to deal some damage back towards those Flying Machines. Flying Machines are now simply trying to fly away again. And we'll see where they're going to be going next. Guard towers are established here. Militia are ready to go ahead and try to build up some more, as we now see the human tri-hero with a knight now charging in. Acolytes making a quick move over here. The Flying Machines are going to be able to deal a lot of damage, since they do deal siege damage here, but the Flying Machines also getting focused down by the sheer number of towers. Archmage dangerously low on hit points. Holy Light now coming in, saving that Archmage. Archmage now backing off, as the units need to consider how they're going to engage, but now a knight simply running by 2 destroyers in the air. Another Spirit Tower has been taken down. Some low hit points Flying Machines perhaps should get stabbed, as tower after tower is currently being destroyed. Archmage now going to lose that water elemental, and now in come the flying machines once more. Destroyers do have mana, and that is a problem, as they're going to be able to do some chaos splash damage, or a lot more magical damage as well. However, the Death Knight now being forced to retreat down to 313 hit points, as now we see a Crypt Lord join in on the fight. So it's human Tri-Hero versus Undead Tri-Hero, and an interesting choice on the Crypt Lord, as I was expecting a Panda in order to handle all of those flying machines. The Crypt Lord does have a very nice nuke. It does impale, stun, and now more damage being had, as we now see level 5 perhaps on the Death Knight. Death Knight's going to be able to get in a lot more damage. There's a Stormbolt coming back around. Divine Shield on the Paladin. The Paladin now attempting to pull away again, as the Archmage attempting to run away. And now we have Siege Engines, but the Siege Engines do not have the flare. That is a definite problem, since it is not going to be able to hit back those destroyers. The destroyers would take a lot of damage. Is it even being researched is the question. No, just going straight into heavy flying machines. So it is a destroyer versus obsidian statue, but the obsidian statues are turning into destroyers after their mana has been devoured or absorbed by those destroyers. Currently, a lot of flying machines in the air. We'll see what's going to be happening next. Flying machines against destroyers. The destroyers are stacking up a little bit too much. Archmage now trying to continue to battle out. Are we going to perhaps have a scroll of protection? No, but the flying machines are fighting back pretty diligently so far. Death Knight now down to 279 hit points, attempting to run away. Flying machines are going to be chasing after those destroyers. And now the flying machines are still absorbing mana, and perhaps going to try to re-engage against those destroyers re-engaging against those flying machines. You can see that extra damage being dealt. Flying machines are retreating back now. Staff of Sanctuary to save a Paladin. That Paladin will get healed back up pretty easily. And we do have a lot of guard towers and arcane towers on the front door. Full masonry upgrades. 63 over 96 versus 81 over 100. XiaKai needs to lose one acolyte or one food to make sure that he does not lose too much gold. Destroyers on the move now. Destroyers going to be able to easily take down the guard towers, but they do not want to, as the guard towers are also be able to easily fight back against those destroyers. They need some sort of tank there first. Knight alongside a Mountain King. The Knights are upgraded 0-2. And we'll see where these destroyers are going to go next. You've got to remember there is still one red creep camp down over here. You can either use a boat to get there or clear out the trees. And now in come the units around that backside here. So all of these units are going to get destroyed. Simply walking around the main side or walking around that front door. And I don't think Sho actually knew about this, but oh, all the destroyers are in a bit of trouble. They're caught over the edge, and now both sides are taking a lot of damage. The destroyers are low on hit points, and a lot of destroyers get taken out there. More destroyers getting taken out still. Flying machines up against the destroyers. And I believe Tho is happily here to trade, as all the flying machines now backing off. Level 5, level 3, level 2, level 4 on the Mountain King. So 5-4-3 versus, I believe, a 5-4-2. The Lich is almost level 5 though, so that Frost Nova will be dealing a lot of damage once more. The Siege Engine does not have the rockets, as now the Siege Engine going to be trying to absorb some damage, and yes, it will be doing exactly that. The Siege Engines should be in the very front. The Spirit Tower has been, yes, now it has been destroyed. Now going to move in once more. The Guard Towers are going to have to try to refocus, as we now have also the Death Knight, Crypt Lord, and Lich making a move. Necropolis could get taken down here. There's a Stormbolt on the Death Knight, followed by a Holy Light. Archmage, however, now needs a heal as well. Stormbolt on the Lich. Lich is going to get a Death Coil, most likely, as the Death Knight is a little bit far away, but the Crypt Lord now getting caught on the wrong side. And we'll see what's going to happen here. More and more damage being dealt. The Crypt Lord is going to fall at level 2. Down it goes. Level 5 on the Archmage. And the Archmage now at level 5, dropping a lot of, or sorry, soon to be level 6, but these flying machines are still getting taken down pretty easily. All of these guard tower, or all of these Spirit Towers will get destroyed. And you can see that the Siege Engines have really done their job absorbing a lot of damage, and now there are only destroyers up left. The destroyer going to get eaten alive by these, the water mortal is going to get eaten alive by the special ability of those destroyers, and there's no real way to counter. The Mountain King could try to use that Orb of Fire to attack back, but that's the only thing that's really left here. 2 siege engines now down on the low ground, gonna clear up this location here. There is 1 flying machine bash on the Lich. Staff of Sanctuary saving a unit, and now the Mountain King may be able to get off another Stormbolt. There's a Death Coil saving it once more. Siege engines unable to really fight back as there's more and more siege engines arriving to the party. Still no upgrades as we are now getting into mass flying machines again. Siege engines just simply walking over this. 6 armor plus the fact that they are siege. Make sure that these destroyers are not dealing much damage at all. Archmage attempting to back away. Paladin and Knight still running away once more, and we'll see what's going to happen here as now the flying machines are still taking to the skies. Samdan does not have any mining going off over here. He could have taken that time to mine, as we have a 5-4-3 versus, I believe it is a 5. Nope, 1 siege engine going to be in trouble. It is going to be a 5-2-4. That Lich may fall, but the siege engine should fall as well. 1 siege engine going to go down, and he's actually just walking in. Oh, flying machines now looking to come in. The flying machines could deal a lot of damage. The destroyers actually have a little bit less range, and now the siege engine is going straight after the Nerubian towers. A heavy mech game here in Warcraft 3. Human versus undead, not your standard game whatsoever, as the flying machines with those flat cannons just dealing damage across the board. In comes an Impale, hitting a lot of the heroes now. Knight with a lot of armor, and who is going to win out on this war? Another flying machine goes down. Oh, sorry, another flying and destroyer goes down. Both sides leveling up like crazy. Mountain King now sitting at level 5, and with level 3 Stormbolt, that Lich is going to be in trouble if the Death Knight Death Coils anything else first. We are now getting abominations here. And we are also going to take down the Black Citadel. Black Citadel, if it goes down, nope, it looks like the Acolytes are trying to repair it. It does not look like it will repair it in time. Knights are continuing to push in, and so far beautifully played by Samdan, as he is running off of more bases and simply out-macroing his opponent, something that you don't normally see in Warcraft 3. Siege engine now going after some more Nerubian towers as they're trying to be constructed, and Divine Shield now on the Paladin. And this battle is still going on as the flying machines are pretty much going unchallenged right now. Oh, down goes 1 Death Knight, or 1 Knight there. Level 3 armor on the Knights. A Staff of Sanctuary saving up another Knight, perhaps denying experience, as the Death Knight, if it gets to level 6 with Animate Dead, would have a lot of Knights now come back in. We do have Wands of Illusions for Abominations coming back in here, and those illusions are perhaps really making it look as though that army is far too strong. 1 illusion will get taken out very quickly. Another illusion going to get taken out quickly, but the siege engines going after a slaughterhouse. Is it going to get taken down? No, down to 59 hit points. The siege engine going to take down a graveyard perhaps. 1 graveyard going to go down, and still both sides just trying to keep alive as long as possible. Divine Shield once again activated. The siege engine is currently stuck, but it is limiting the surface area. Abomination looks like it will go down, so along with the Death Knight node. Staff of Sanctuary saving it once more, as the Mountain King sitting at level 5. Archmage now sitting at level 6. But the Archmage does have to be careful, as an Impale will stun it and then cancel. And we're going to see 1 Acolyte try to slip by, unable to do so. Flying Machine still coming back around, using the siege bombs, taking down some of these obsidian statues. Lich, and now more damage being dealt. Oh, the Paladin down to 159 hit points. Is it going to survive? It gets impaled, and Frost Nova. Down goes the Paladin. That was a really, really bad play there. And now, is there enough? The tri-hero combination of a human now desperately in trouble, as the Mountain King getting a Stormbolt off, and is the Lich gonna fall? No, the Lich does not fall, and now, oh, the Mountain King may get taken down. The Mountain King is in trouble. Is it gonna be able to perhaps transfer the Staff of Sanctuary to the Archmage in order to teleport the Mountain King back home? No, we are going to have mass teleport. Now we're simply retreating back home, as we are now going into a Griffin Aviary. A Knight now retreating back. You can see that there is a massive number of guard towers here at the only other base left, and XiaKai is going to have a problem trying to take that base. Paladin most likely being resurrected the old-fashioned way. Yes, Archmage getting some healing back up. Really think that Samdan should just give the Archmage the Staff of Sanctuary and then teleport it so that the Mountain King is able to regenerate those hit points. We can now see guard towers are going to work on some of these buildings over here. Arcane towers, a lot of arcane towers, a lot of towers trying to be rebuilt, but there is just dealing a lot of damage, but it may not be able to get up in time is the key question. Guard towers are getting destroyed. You can see the additional bonus damage, but now an arcane tower is up. Gonna get some feedback damage onto the Death Knight, perhaps some feedback damage onto the Crypt Lords, and as much feedback damage across the board as possible, as the Obsidian statue now losing a lot of the mana that it needs to stay alive. Mass teleport now coming in, and oh, gonna catch a lot of these units out of position. It looks like an Abomination is gonna go down. Death Knight trying to run away, able to do so with the mass teleport, and able to now simply retreat back here. XiaKai running on 2 bases, too many guard towers. Paladin should be joining back in soon. Yes, it will be joining in, and XiaKai says GG. So game 1 in this series going to Th000 after he was a little bit sloppy in the beginning, able to come back in the end. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.